Hey Booktube, Science Fiction Reads here with a book haul and currently reading. These are mostly Christmas and birthday gifts and a couple things about myself. But first, what have I read so far this month? Cage of Souls by Adrian Tchaikovsky. I got this for Christmas. I think the first book I read last year was by Tchaikovsky as well, his novella Elder Race. This was good. It's a one-off. I don't think he's writing anything else in this world. It was a far future kind of last human city in a world that has far out-evolved humanity, I guess. And it was good. It had great characters. The plot was kind of meandering, but I was hooked and I absolutely loved it. And then I read Heroes Die by Matthew Woodring Stover. I just finished this yesterday. Never heard of this. I would not have picked this up off a shelf. It says right on the front, a fantasy novel. I'm not against fantasy, but it's not, I don't read it nearly as much as science fiction. And this does not look like my kind of thing. But Library Ladder, his channel months ago, probably 9-10 months ago, he put out a video about this. It's science fiction, fantasy, science fantasy, and it blew me away. Awesome book. Probably 100-200 years in the future, Earth is not a great place. There's a caste society, and it turns out there's kind of a multiverse, and one of the adjacent Earths is kind of like a medieval fantasy world with magic works there. Stuff like that. And what does humanity do with this discovery? Study it? Make contact with those people? No. They infiltrate it with basically actors. And those actors have, tech in their head so that whatever they see is being recorded. And back home on Earth, there's millions of fans watching with the subscription service. Something I could believably, I believe this could happen. If this scenario came about, I believe there would be huge demand for watching something like this. But basically, people from Earth infiltrate this society, and they just run around as, heroes, like classic fantasy heroes, performing tasks and deeds and going on quests, which is real, to the other people on this world, but to them, they're just paid actors. Really great book dealing with taking down an empire of sorts. And there's more. I'm not really interested in reading anymore. This ended really nicely. And there's at least 4 other books in the series, but I think, at least for now, I'm leaving it here. I absolutely love this. And I haven't done it yet, but I do intend on looking this author up and just reading up on what else he's done, because I'm quite interested in reading more by him. All right, what did I get? What do I have here? I got this for Christmas. Basically, for Christmas, my birthday, I just shoot a list out to family and friends. It's always just a list of books. Feel free to pick any of these and buy them. So I think this came from my sister. It's Arachne, I think, what you would call it, Lisa Mason. This is as far as I'm concerned, a little-known cyberpunk. I've never seen anybody mention it or talk about it. I don't know much about the plot. I think it involves a female lawyer who stumbles upon some sort of secret, maybe corporate espionage, stuff like that. But I saw this in the background of Steve Outlaw Book Sale. I saw this on his shelf, and you see it occasionally depending on where he's filming. All I saw was the spine, and it just looked interesting, so I looked it up, and it was months ago now, and I read the synopsis, but it seemed interesting, so I have that. I'm looking forward to reading that. That's a nice first edition. I think it's a trilogy, and I think just recently she released, because this is from the 80s, I think just recently she released another book in this series, maybe? I can't remember. I read something about that. Here's a couple things I bought myself, but I didn't look closely at what these were. These are more of these like D&D related books, these Greyhawk adventures. I grabbed these because I didn't even look at the author who's Rose Estes, Rose something. I thought they were Gary Gygax's books. For some reason, I'm curious about those, you know, proto D&D books written by Gary Gygax, and they look just like this. I have a few, so I just grabbed these, and then I realized, oh, those are, they're related, but they're not the same. Will I ever read those? Probably not. Something else I found that's kind of cool, a boxed set of the Narnia books. This was $8 at a thrift store. I haven't even pulled them out. They got nice, like, teal text block. Yeah, it occurs to me now I didn't even take these out and look at them. But they're in great shape. Yeah, they look good. Never read any of those. Next up, another Adrian Tchaikovsky, Shards of Earth. It's been so long since I looked up what this is about. I think there's 2 of them now, right? Maybe Eyes of the Void is the second. I can't see. I need glasses. Yeah, but looking forward to this. Anything Tchaikovsky. So far, everything I've read by him, I've absolutely loved. I think this was in my last book haul because I forgot that I told people I was interested in it, and then I found it at a bookstore and bought a beat-up old copy. Empire of Silence. This is quite popular these days. I don't know how many books is in it. It's 5 to 7, something like that. I think he's just about to wrap it up. So yeah, I'm quite curious, but again, I've said before, anytime something is super hyped, like The Expanse, those are decent books, but they're not amazing. Pretty much everything I read is better than those. But this is probably better than The Expanse. Just a random guess. That list I gave out to friends and family had a bunch of Nesfa Press books, and somebody got me another Chad Oliver copy from Other Shores. So I have both of his short story collections now by Nesfa Press. They did one other book of his with, I think, 3 novels. But I won't be getting that until I've read more, and I'm sure that I'm actually a Chad Oliver fan. I'm just super curious about him because he's an anthropologist turned science fiction writer, so that just sounds interesting to me. And then something completely different for this channel, just this 6-issue comic book series from Adventure Time. It just seemed funny. It's called Candy Capers, and it's Peppermint Butler and what's his name solving some sort of noir detective story. And I like Adventure Time, so I just thought this would be amusing. And great, hilarious artwork, too. And last but not least, I saved this because this is the most exciting. Jodorowsky and Mobius, The Inkle. Now, Jodorowsky made... oh, I can't even remember the movies he's made now, but he had plans for a Dune movie that never got made, and of course Mobius is like one of the greatest comic book artists ever. And they got together and wrote and illustrated this science fiction, space opera, adventure, mystery, but it has a lot of the discarded ideas and concepts from that Dune movie that never got filmed. So, which I did not actually realize until I got this and looked it up again. But this was another thing I just put on the list because I love Mobius artwork. The only other book I have by him is World of Adina, which was really cool. Also science fiction, space opera type thing. But like Mobius just has awesome, awesome art. Of course, I can't find any really great examples when I need to. But it's gonna be good. I can't even remember at the moment if this is everything or if this is just like the first collected volume. I'm gonna have to look that up again. So yeah, that big, nice hardcover. I'm pretty sure there's more to go with this. I'm gonna have to track those down. And that should about do it for this video. The first of 2023. I think last year I read 43, 44 books, which is low for me, but I think higher than the previous year because life is just too busy. But I do hope to read more than that this year, 50 plus or so, because I have the channel now to talk about these things. And yeah, it should be more of the same. I'll be back with currently reading, book hauls, the odd video with its own topic here and there, but should be more of the same this year. I have this awesome new tripod finally for my camera. I've just been stacking books on a coffee table and dragging it in front of the bookshelves until now, so still working out the placement for that, but yeah, here's to another year on BookTube. As always, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.